All right. Question A says, circle all the following metals that will react with HCl. So HCl has H plus in it. So anything with a lower standard reduction potential than H plus will react with HCl. So if we look here at this list, what we're looking for is anything that will react with HCl. So if we find H plus here, H plus has a standard reduction potential of 0. So now we need to look for anything that's lower on this table than the H plus, and I think gold is the first one that we have right there. Okay, so gold is higher and therefore will not react with HCl. Magnesium is way down here. Okay, so magnesium is lower and therefore will react with HCl. All right, remember that HCl is H plus, which is right here. Okay, next is copper. Copper is higher and therefore will not react with HCl. The next is silver. Silver's way up here. Okay, has a positive E. So E cell. So this is going to be, I should say E. All right, not be able to react. And then zinc. Zinc is down here with a -1, and it's lower than H, so it will be able to react with HCl. All right, for B, this question is a little unfair for this particular example, but it says circle all the following that will react with HNO3. This is an oxidizing acid, and nitrate itself has an oxidation, an E of 0.96 volts. So if you remember, this has H plus in it, which is 0 volts, and this has nitrate in it, which is 0.96 volts. So anything less than 0.96 volts will react with HNO3. So let's check again. All right, if we look at gold, gold is greater than our 0.96 volts. All right, so 0.96 volts. Gold is all the way up here, so gold will not react. Magnesium will react with HCl, so it'll definitely react with HNO3. How about copper? Copper would not react with HCl. That's what this X means. So let's look if it'll react with HNO3. If we look here, it's 0.337, which is actually less than the 0.96. So this one will react with the HNO3, but not with the HCl. How about Ag plus? Ag plus is going to, if we look here and find Ag, be lower than the 0.96 volts. So Ag plus will also react with nitric acid, and zinc will react with HCl, so it will definitely react with HNO3. Again, it's a little unfair because the table you have in this book doesn't have HNO3 in it. You could look it up on the internet or probably in the back of the book, but you know, it's here, so I am going to go over it. So nitric acid is a common oxidizing. So this last question is getting more at the metal activity series. It says, circle all the following metals that will precipitate Ag metal when dipped into a solution of 1.0 molar silver nitrate. So essentially you have a solution of Ag plus, and you want to know whether Ag metal will precipitate out. Well, what we really care about is the standard reduction potential of silver. Anything with a lower reduction potential than silver metal will precipitate silver metal when dipped into the solution of silver plus. Why? Because silver plus has a higher reduction potential. It will take an electron away from any of these metals that are lower reduction potentials, so that are lower on the list than the silver. So if we look here at the silver solution, okay, we find Ag plus plus an electron yields Ag, which is way up here. So now let's look at these choices. The first one is gold, and gold is a less reactive metal even than silver, which is right here. So gold will not precipitate. How about magnesium? If we look at magnesium, oh, it's right here. It's way down here. It will definitely precipitate silver metal. How about copper? copper is pretty high, it's positive, but it's still lower than silver, it will precipitate silver metal. How about, how about iron? Well, iron is down here, and it will precipitate silver metal because the Ag plus will take an electron away from the iron metal. And how about zinc? Zinc is the same thing, it's way down here. The silver plus will take an electron away from any of these metals because they're all lower on the list except for gold. Gold is a less reactive metal or less oxidizable metal, so it's higher on the list. And it will not precipitate the silver. It'll stay as Ag plus when gold is added. So we can simply circle these, and sometimes this is referred to as the metal activity series.